For the first time, Kendrick Lamar is explaining what the biggest song of his career means. Many looked at They Not Like Us as just a Drake diss in the middle of a beef. Kendrick is saying They Not Like Us means so much more. He told Harper's Bazaar that Not Like Us is the energy of who he is as a person, the type of man that he wants to represent and does. Now, if you identify with that man that I represent, Kendrick left it alone there. He went on to say that man has morals, he has values, he believes in something, he stands on something, and he's not pandering. He's a man who can recognize his mistakes and not be afraid to share the mistakes, and can dig deep down into fear-based ideologies or experiences to be able to express them without feeling like he's less of a man. If I'm thinking of Not Like Us, I'm thinking of me and whoever identifies with that. There are going to be a lot of Drake fans out there that say, nah, you maybe came up with that reasoning and explanation of Not Like Us, Kendrick, after the fact. But I'm pretty confident when I listen to Not Like Us. It's a great beat produced by DJ Mustard, a lot of great rapping, and it's pretty much all about your feelings toward another artist in Drizzy Drake. Don't try to give me all this personal background fodder on what the record means to you as a man, when it really seems to describe what you think about what kind of man Drake is versus the man that you are, Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick even explained how a record like Not Like Us can even come about, right? In that same Harper's Bazaar interview, Kendrick said he does not believe that he's an angry person, even though he was able to produce Not Like Us, which a lot of people feel like that on top of 616 in LA and Euphoria. Kendrick sounded pretty angry. He said, I do believe in love and war, and I believe they both need to exist. And my awareness of that allows me to react to things, but not identify with them as who I am, just allowing them to exist and then allowing them to flow through me. Kendrick says that's what he believes when you hear a record like They Not Like Us. Does Kendrick sound angry on They Not Like Us? I want your thoughts. Let me know. It's a great interview, by the way, between Kendrick and SZA and Harper's Bazaar. I thought this piece of the interview will get overlooked by the Not Like Us comments, but Kendrick actually went into depths about what it is to be a man in that Harper's Bazaar interview and define what he thought it was to be a man. K-Dot said, at first, all I knew was the masculinity, and I always kept that wall up because of my pops. But the more I delve deeper into my music and the more expressive I get with myself, that's my feminine energy right there. That's not the bravado that I grew up seeing all the time. This is who I am, the soft-spoken me, and I have to own it. That's where my superpower lies, because if my job is to communicate, I need to be able to communicate with everyone. I can't do that if I got that wall up, that masculine wall up, says Kendrick Lamar. I want to know your thoughts about that. As a man who's now 30 years of age, so I'm coming into, I can say this through my journey as being a man, right? Like, and for me, it gets really unique because y'all know where I come from. First time listeners, I'm from Memphis. I don't come from much, man. I've been very open and vocal about that, but I'm very appreciative of the amount of progress I've been able to make, not just in my career, but in my life, in my 30 years of existence in this thing, and really mostly in the last decade and in a couple years after. I'm proud of my damn self, man. I don't tell that to myself enough, man. I'm in the middle of like a job search here, so like I'm like pivoting my career a little bit. So I probably need to put that out in the atmosphere a little more. I'm very proud of who I've become. Anywho, part of that become is in the next couple years here, me and wifey are going to do this family thing, right? We're going to start a family. One of the reasons why I've been so reluctant up until the age of 30, which was to me the first time why we even have a conversation about having a kid as long as I can control it, was because of the concept of being a man. I'm not going to put it on my parents, put it on my family or friends, but I would just say as a whole, as society has taught me throughout my upbringing with different life experiences, being a man was this set of things. And as I get older, it's so much deeper than that, right? There's so many twists and turns. And then I'm gonna be honest with you, there are a lot of things of masculinity that I like, that I want to keep. And if I am blessed with a son, it is my intent, until told or shown otherwise, to teach my son some of those things of masculinity, right? There's also a lot of that I don't want to teach my kid about, and I don't think my kid has to walk around with that bravado. Let me tell y'all something, man. I like cutting the grass. I like sports. I like talking sports. I like playing sports. I like going to the bar and being a guy and having stupid conversations with other men. Like, the more men that come around, the dumber the conversation gets. I like that. I like doing those type of things. For me, that's all a part of masculinity, something that I embrace. Then there's other things that I've been taught through society, right? Crying, showing emotion. I was told men don't do that. Well, here's the thing. Maybe men don't do it publicly as much as they should. Some would argue the opposite of that. I see both sides of it. Behind the scenes, though, when I'm alone and things are not going my way, or sometimes when things are exuberantly and over going my way, I shed tears. I cry, y'all. I like to put that out in the atmosphere. I cry. Now, you'll never catch me crying on camera again. I did that once when the late, great Kobe Bryant passed. Never again. But I would offer this to you. I don't feel less of a man because I shed tears. I'm a human. I'm a human. And I think that part of society, men showing emotion, I think has created a very bad cycle, especially if I break it down to the black man, right? Like, I really think that's a very bad trend. And that's just one thing. There's a lot of things about masculinity that I've kind of folded on, right? But there's a lot of things that I embrace. A lot of things that I love. A lot of things that I think make me the fabric of who I am. I like to talk about, discuss, and celebrate. And I will instill in kids, if blessed with young men, right? Like, intricate conversations, man. I appreciate Kendrick for having that. And I want to end this video with this one last thing. I can't get out of here without saying this. The journalist in me won't allow myself to not say this part. Kendrick and SZA did an interview with Harper's Bazaar together. Kendrick and SZA, I would argue, are two of the 10 most successful artists in the world today. Definitely two of the 5 most successful black entertainers that we have going today. It would be nice to see these two entities do an interview with a black publication from time to time. Now, I'm not trying to tell y'all what to do. Little old me, how could I ever? I'm just saying and offering that Kendrick and SZA, with the amount of success that they've had, the black community was the first to hold these two TDE affiliated acts down. And we love and appreciate their art. And yes, we appreciate that y'all speak to the art. But if y'all gonna do interviews, it would be nice for y'all to find some publication that y'all trust, love, and respect that looks like you and talk with them, especially Kendrick. When I just heard you kick a man's back in all summer about his blackness and challenging that stigma. And one of the things that Drake has gotten a lot of scrutiny and criticism over the years about is his lack of doing black press, as he has succeeded in his profile as an artist. If I want to play devil's advocate and take up for Drake a little bit here, though, Drake has invested in a lot of black artists. I mean, hopping on some of the biggest artists today records when they were not the biggest artists of today. They maybe had a hit song, but Drake took that momentum and helped take it to the next level. Kendrick is not going to do that a lot of times out of the year. If we could at least hear the brother talk from time to time, I think that would be greater. And I say this as an ode to Kendrick, right? This is about how intellectual and articulate I think the brother is in his music. Can only imagine hearing him actually speak what's on his mind. If you're gonna do press, it would be nice to see y'all do some black press. That's all. That's all. That's all I got. That's my vent. Time, love, and support is what your boy never take for granted. Let me know your thoughts. Kendrick does an interview with Harper's Bazaar. We broke it down pretty well. I'm out. All right, y'all. The NFL season is here. Head over to Underdog Fantasy. Use my promo code Ferro. You can already make your picks for the entire season. Here are some guys that I believe are going to have great years. If your picks are correct, you're going to win a lot of cheese. Use my promo code Ferro. Tell me when you did it. I might even give you a free copy of Madden 25 or NCAA College Football 25.